Right, let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be speaking you through all the books that I plan to read this summer, my summer TBR if you will. Me and my fiance Riley booked our summer holiday for this year, and obviously any normal person that books a holiday probably starts thinking, oh my god, I can't wait to get out in the sun. But I immediately started stressing and thinking, oh my god, what books do I bring? We're going away for 2 weeks, which is obviously quite a substantial amount of time when you think about it, especially when you could potentially run out of books. So I will be taking my Kindle with me. This is literally going to be my saviour, my pride and joy on this holiday. But obviously there are some physical copies of books that I have that I want to take as well. I am going to start off by talking about Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm not getting the hardback. I have absolutely ingrained that into my brain right now, and I'm going to tell you guys, do not let me buy the hardback, because as you can see by my bookshelf behind me, I'm a paperback girl. I plan to read Happy Place on my Kindle, and then I'm going to buy the physical copy to match my other ones when it comes out, because that is just who I am. If you guys are unsure of who Emily Henry is, she's a lovely author. She's written Beach Read, You and Me on Vacation, Book Lovers, and now Happy Place. And I read You and Me on Vacation when I went on vacation last year, and I just feel like it's tradition now to read an Emily Henry book. I have been dying, frothing over this book, and I can't even read it because I've promised myself that I'm going to wait until I go on holiday, which is so annoying. The next book that I'm going to be telling you about is The Spanish Love Deception. So obviously I bought this book literally over a year ago. I bought this to read on my last holiday, but it got marketed to me as an enemies to lovers, fake dating, and I was like, oh my god, that is literally a bit of me. And then it turns out it's not enemies to lovers, and it's a slow burn romance. And obviously I don't mind a bit of a slow burn, but I am a fast-paced girl. If you guys obviously have stayed on this channel for a while now, you would know that I am more of a fast-paced kind of person. I prefer fast-paced kind of books rather than slow burns. So I've just been putting this off. Like, I know that this book is probably going to be good. It might be one of them books where you put it off for ages, I pick it up and I get engrossed in the story, and I'm hoping that that happens with this. I'm not really excited to read it because I bought it so long ago. I've been putting it off ever since, and I don't know. I probably won't take this one on vacation with me, only because it's just not my top priority right now. I have other books that I would rather sit and read on holiday. So many people hated on this. It went viral and then everyone just shat on it, basically. So it really put me off, but I have a feeling I might enjoy it. So maybe you need to give me some motivation to read this book. The next one is one that I bought quite a while back actually, and that is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I went into the works and I think it was within the £2.50 or 3 for £6 deal, which by the way is my favourite thing in the entire world. I mean, 3 books for £6, you can't go wrong. But I just thought it was really cute, the cover was amazing, but I have found out recently that the Rome that they're referring to in this isn't actually Rome, Italy. It's like a small town called Rome. But I don't mind that. It's still a vacation type holiday. I love reading about vacation while I'm on vacation. So much harder to talk about books that you haven't read. Normally when I do wrap-ups, I know what I'm talking about. This is really stressful. So from what I've gathered, she's like a social media influencer or like a actress or anything. She's in the public eye basically. And he's obviously this small town guy, and her car breaks down outside of his house and they meet that way. And I think they just grow closer. And obviously because she's well known in the public eye, you know, she's probably got this thing around her that everyone's like, oh, no one wants to talk to her. But when he gets to know her more, you know, he realises who she really is, realises her true heart, that she's actually a kind person. And obviously they probably end up falling in love, and it's a cosy small town romance, and it seems really cute, and I'm excited to delve into it. And it's only like, I don't know, 300 odd pages, which is really good for a quick read. The next books that I'm going to tell you about are the Inheritance Game series. You probably have already figured out or read these before because they are very, very popular. But I bought these in, I think, my second bookstore vlog, my book shopping with me, number 2. And I was really excited to read them. I was going to delve into them straight away because I love a mystery. But then I found out that the 4th one actually comes out in August. So I was like, well, I might as well wait until summer, because if I get absolutely obsessed with this series, then I don't have to wait as long for the 4th one to come out. Logic, smart, love that. So that is what I've decided to do with these. I've heard nothing but good things about this series and I can't wait. I am really annoyed that I got these covers though. I really, really wanted the American covers because they're just better, but a girl can dream. About a girl called Avery, and she randomly inherits like £1 billion, and everyone's like, what the hell, where is this man, like who is he, why has he left you all of his fortune? And she goes to the mansion that she's inherited, and I think there's like other people there that have also inherited this, and I think it's like a big competition or big thing to like whoever solves it gets the inheritance. That's all I actually know, but I'm very excited to read those. They look amazing. The next one is one that I will be taking on vacation with me, and that is The Visa by Lizzie O'Hagan. I bought this in my last bookshop with me vlog back in May, I think. I did say in that vlog though that I wasn't overly interested in reading this book at first, which is true. So when I first started getting a little bit more back into reading more regularly, I saw this book, picked it up, and I was like, I like it, but it's not my top priority because I just opened this new world into loads of books that I wanted to read. This, you know, it was one that I wanted to read, but it wasn't like up there. So last month I went into the works, you can see it in my book shopping with me vlog, and I picked it up and I'm really excited to take it away with me. It's about a commitment phobe who's never taken a girl on a date before. You know, he's a little bit like, I'm too scared of that, no thank you. And he has an old friend called Maya, and they end up getting married because he needs a visa to stay in the country. And I love things like that. I mean, I'm not really a friends to lovers type of gal, as you guys probably know. I am more of an enemies to lovers kind of girl, but things like this I love. I don't think I've ever read a marriage of convenience trope yet in any book. So this will be interesting to, you know, delve into a new trope. I might find something that I really enjoy. I know it is quite a hit or miss trope and people either love it or hate it, but I'm excited. God, these are heavy. But the next books that I'm going to be talking about is the Heartstopper series, and I bought this in my second bookstore vlog, and I just think they're really, really cute, really pastel, very lovely. They are graphic novels about two guys called Charlie and Nick. You guys probably know by now. There's even a Netflix show about it. You've probably seen it and you've probably watched it, so I won't delve too much into it, but they're really, really cute, illustrated graphic novels, and they're about two guys called Charlie and Nick, and you see their journey as they fall in love, and, you know, they deal with coming out and the struggles of being an LGBT person in society and stuff like that. That's all I sort of know so far. I don't actually know much about the specific plots, but the idea of it is just lovely, and apparently it's quite wholesome and cute, so I can't wait to read these, and I also want to watch the programme as well. Next is The Good Girl Complex, and this one has also been on my TBR for quite a long time. I think I bought this one at a similar time as I bought The Spanish Love Deception, so, you know, I've been putting these ones off only because, again, heard mixed feelings about it and got scared. But this one is, I actually don't know really much about this one. Let me just read the blurb quickly. Okay, so she's a rich girl, but she's one of them people pleaser rich girls that's like, I need to get everyone's approval, everyone needs to love me, but not in like a narcissistic kind of way. But then she moves to a small town just to have a break from everything, a break from life. And she meets a guy called Cooper, who is one of them bad boys, rough around the edges, you know the type, the small town, broody, arsehole guy. So he's probably looking at her thinking, God, you're that rich girl, that stereotypical, you know, annoying queen bee kind of girl. And obviously the more they get to know each other, the more he realises how nice she actually is. Do you know what? It's very similar to When in Rome, because it's the girl moves to the small town and the guy realises how nice she really is. These two are quite similar. The last actual physical copy that I'm going to show you is Tessa Bailey's Secretly Yours. This is her newest release. Again, how have I waited this long to read it? Again, I've been saving it for my holiday. So honestly, I love Tessa Bailey. I loved It Happened One Summer. I loved Hook, Line and Sinker. I loved... Basically, I've read most of them other than like a couple of her more niche ones, but it's about two characters who almost kissed in, you know, like a winery, and oh, the hottie has returned to their small town. Also, the main character is called Hallie and my niece is called Hallie, so that is going to be quite strange to talk about because my niece is 1 year old, but it's so cute. I love that name so much. So she leaves him a letter when she was drunk and then wakes up the next day and figures out basically that she's done that, and she's like, oh God, like how have I done this right now? But he's like this Ivy League writer who wants to write a novel, and obviously she's gardening right outside of his house or whatever. I don't actually know the whole entire situation. It's going to be one of them enemies to, I think it's enemies to lovers. I'm assuming it's Grumpy Sunshine as well, where she comes, does all the gardening and he's just trying to get his work done and she like annoys him and stuff like that. That's what I'm praying for. Yep, her sunny chaotic energy makes zero sense. There you go, Grumpy Sunshine. There's something so familiar about her, and her very presence is turning his world upside down. Oh, I want to read it now. By the way, this book is like a brick. I'm all for floppy books, right? But, I mean, girl, Tessa, please sort this out. So the next books I'm going to be talking to you about are on my Kindle, or they're not on my Kindle right now, but they will be very, very soon. Obviously, I have already spoken about how I want to read Happy Place because I can't wait for that. I want to read it now. But the next one is Carrie Soto is Back. So if you guys don't know, you probably do. I'm such a ride or die for Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like, honestly, she's my probably Second or third, oh that sounds really bad, she's not my third favourite author. She's one of my favourite authors, couldn't rank them, I don't know, depends what mood I'm in. One of my favourite books, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo's by her. I love Daisy Jones and the Six. One True Loves was amazing, and I found out it's coming into a TV show, so I'm so excited. If you didn't know, that is happening. I haven't read Carrie Soto is Back yet, so I feel like it's more of like a spring vibe kind of book to me, because it's about tennis and like the weather getting nicer. It's a summery sport. Now it's getting nicer weather and the sun is coming out and it's, you know, summer. I'm gonna read Carrie Soto is Back. So Carrie Soto is a world record holder for tennis and she loves it. It's her pride and joy, obviously. And I feel like the book starts, from what I've learned over, you know, watching booktube videos and things, the book starts where she's at a tennis, you know, stadium thing. I don't know much about tennis. And she's watching someone about to break her first world record. And obviously that is really stressful for her. I think she's retired. I think she gave up tennis in the start of the book, and then I feel like this motivates her to get back into it. I don't actually know much about this book, but obviously with Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I love her so much, I wanted to go into it a little bit more blind because I know I'm going to love it either way, and I wanted the book to be more of a surprise. So the next one I'm going to be talking to you about is One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serle, I think you pronounce it. I've wanted to read this book for a really long time. It is going to be one that I'm going to be reading on holiday with my Kindle, and I'm really excited for it because it seems like such an emotional story. This book is about a very, very close parental relationship between Katie the daughter and Carol the mum. Carol sadly passes away, and they had a trip to Italy planned, and then obviously Katie is trying to figure out how to deal with life without her mum. They were best friends, they were very, very close, so then she decides to go on this trip to Italy alone. She then feels her mum's presence there, you know, she's like, I can feel my mum with me right now, she's come on this trip with me in spirit. But then Carol appears in the flesh right in front of Katie, and she's like, why is my mum here? She literally died. Obviously after figuring this all out in her head and like sort of thinking what the hell is going on, she then decides to get to know this woman, this new Carol, this new mum of hers. And obviously she's not the person that her mother was, but she gets to know her as if it's a friend. And you know, it's probably quite comforting to know that, you know, you've got someone that's very like your mum but not your mum, someone that you can talk to and stuff like that. So she ends up getting to know her very, very well all over this One Italian Summer. The next book is Springtide by Key Stevens, and it's the first book in the Coastal University series, and it's a book basically about a girl and she's all for summer vibes. She just wants to chill out on the beach, lounging around, you know, and she has a crush on this guy called Nate. In order to impress him, she comes up with all of these random lies like, yeah, I'm dating a football player, so she doesn't seem interested, and just a random web of lies basically. And then I feel like the lies start to come out. Obviously I haven't read it, so I don't know the actual whole plot of the story, but I think the secrets sort of go round and truths start to come out. There's, you know, like this whole blackmail situation going on, and I just feel like it seems really interesting. This next one is one that I randomly found when scrolling through Goodreads. You know, like when you just randomly come across a book and you're like, oh, okay, that's cute. And it is Summer Reading by Jenn McKinlay, and it's about a girl called Sam, and she hates reading, never really been interested in it, you know, couldn't think of anything worse than just sitting and holding a book, which can't relate, by the way, obviously. She then has to chaperone her younger brother Tyler, who's like an absolute brainiac, loves reading, to, you know, a summer library conference or something. So obviously she then goes to this small town to stay with him for a couple of days, you know, while he does what he needs to do. And the library's director is some hot guy. Obviously he loves reading because he's a director of a library. And then he inspires her to write a cookbook, which I think is so adorable, by the way. Obviously she probably wanted to do it for a really, really long time, but then decided not to because of her dyslexia. She was probably a little bit scared to do so. So he was like, no, do it, I'll help you. This one I am so excited for. So if you guys watch Destiny Sidwell, she's absolutely amazing, so lovely. She's posted a books you should read in summer video, or, you know, summer book recs, books that she thinks that we should all read. And obviously when planning the books that I was going to read on holiday, I clicked straight on that video. I have watched it more than once. But she mentioned how her friend Sarah, who I also love, Hayley, who I also love, and her all got back into reading by this one author, Elin Hilderbrand. I'd never actually heard of this author before. You know, it's probably one of them books that I'd probably see in the bookstore and probably not pick up, simply because I've just never heard of it. And, you know, I just wouldn't think by the cover to think, oh yeah, I want a bit of that. Destiny described Elin Hilderbrand's books as the perfect beach read. Even if they're like a mystery or anything like that, she's like, honestly, there's nothing better than sitting on the beach and reading an Elin Hilderbrand book. So obviously I messaged her and I was like, girl, which one should I start with? And she said to start with 28 Summers. And obviously I'm going to take her advice because she is the booktube queen. So from what I've gathered, 28 Summers is set in the late 60s, early 70s, and, you know, you get a bit of politics with it in that, which I am a bit scared of, I can't lie, but I don't think it's like a forefront focus of the book. But it's got like beach vibes, college vibes. One of the main characters inherits a beach house, so I think they all spend like their summer there. It's set in Nantucket, So, you know, it's just going to have that like amazing vibe. And Destiny actually said to me that she was in Nantucket at the time when she was reading it, and honestly it was the best vibe in the entire world. I think it's just amazing summer vibes. I don't know specifically about the plot, but as I said, as it's one of like my more anticipated reads, I kind of want to steer clear and sort of go into it blind because I just think I'll prefer it that way. And I also do plan on reading other Elin Hilderbrand books because I know that she's got a mystery, a thriller and stuff like that. So maybe I'll delve into one of those while I'm on vacation as well. Last but not least, I'm going to be talking about Meet Me by the Lake by Carley Fortune. This is a fairly new release. It came out last month, I believe, and oh my goodness, my Bookstagram ever since then has just been flooded with this book. About two people that met, their connection was sort of undeniable. I don't think they lived near each other, so they had to sort of part ways, but they made a pact to meet a year later, so it's very like November 9th vibes. So they obviously set this place that they wanted to meet up. So Fern, the main female character, she goes there on the intended date, she's there on time, but Will, the main male character, doesn't even bother showing up. Fern is in a little bit of a slump with her life. You know, she had goals and she hasn't met them. She's still, you know, running her mum's business when she wanted to be out in the city. Oh my goodness, I've just realised this book is over a span of like 9 years, by the way. So Will, the main guy, arrives 9 years late to their meeting place. So he arrives 9 years later with a suitcase, planning on staying at this resort that she's running for her mum, and, you know, and says, I can help you. That is crazy. That is all for the books that I want to read in summer. Obviously, there will be more. I definitely will read more than this over the summer. However, these are sort of my top priority books that I sort of want to bump at the top of my list. I can't wait to read them. If you did enjoy this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. That would be greatly appreciated. And go and follow my Bookstagram as well. I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Done. Finished.